Good morning, YouTube. I still have not seen Rise of Skywalker. Hopefully today, tomorrow. But before I see it, I would like to rank all of the Star Wars for you. I saw online a couple days ago somebody ranked all of the Star Wars movies and they put all the prequels last. Boo. They ranked things way higher than I think they should have. Unsurprisingly, like episode 5 was first. Obviously, I've got a problem. I can't believe they put Attack of the Clones, the best movie ever made, in the middle of animated things from the 80s. But okay, fine. That's your prerogative, I guess. You're wrong, but okay. Okay, so now the Star Wars expert that everybody wants and nobody asked for, I'm going to rank it. And I'm only ranking 15. Number 1, Star Wars Rebels is the greatest show ever made, and I will hear nothing to the contrary. Every single character is likable and sweet, and it's a completed story, and it's very fun and ridiculous, and it's a romp, and adds to the canon, and is made for children, but I, an adult, can like it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I would give it a perfect 5 out of 5 stars. Next is the entirety of the Clone Wars. That includes the Clone Wars movie that came out in 2008 on my birthday, and even the early seasons. Visually, the early seasons are just not as easy to look at, and the story and some of the acting is a little bit rough in the early days of the Clone Wars, but I'm very excited for whatever Dave brings to us in February to complete the story and have it be like finished. I'm really excited for it. Numbers 3 and 4 are the first movies I'm ranking, and that's Revenge of the Sith and then Attack of the Clones. I have talked at length about why I love Attack of the Clones. It was mostly a joke, but I genuinely love it. I think it's very fun. I think it's a movie at the end of which you feel like you've watched a movie. I love the love story between Anakin and Padme, and I love the political intrigue and the bombing attempt. No, not attempt. The assassination attempts on Padme's life, that she knows what's up. I don't know. I genuinely really like Attack of the Clones. But Revenge of the Sith is a visually stunning movie, and it has this amazing tragic catharsis feel to it that I will never get enough of. I'll never get enough of it. And then A New Hope as a start of something incredible and beautiful. It is a fun space opera that has so much potential but works really well on its own as a standalone movie. And The Phantom Menace, which is also really fun and works as a start of something new, a new era of Star Wars, but also works really well as a standalone movie, a little bit separate from the rest of the prequels, and I like it. I think it's fun. And then Empire Strikes Back in the number 7 spot. I think the pacing of this movie is really fucking weird, but it is also really fun and heralded as the best Star Wars movie. The pool that Empire had in the day, I think, Star Wars has become such a part of our landscape that sort of thing doesn't shock us the way it did. Empire's always been part of the landscape of Star Wars for me, even more than A New Hope. Then definitely Rogue One in the number 8 spot. I think Rogue One is a good movie. I like Cassian a lot, and I think that as a movie it is entertaining and fits in the Star Wars canon really well and helps develop the rebellion, which I think is really cool. I would say that I think the pacing of it is kind of weird. I keep saying that. I don't really know what I'm looking for in movie pacing, but I know that I can't find it anywhere. I don't feel very connected to any of the characters except for Cassian for some reason, and I don't know why they like each other at the end. I'm very moved by Rogue One every time I see it. Similarly, Solo in the number 9 spot. I love Solo. I wish people gave it a chance because now we're in a position where things that I think have a lot of potential from the Solo movie we'll never see developed. Very sad. I think it's fun. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Yeah, I just think it's a fun movie, and I like most things about it. Return of the Jedi is a strange movie for me because the first half of it is very weird. I really enjoy the second half of it when they're on Endor, but the first half is like just it's a separate, completely separate movie. In some ways I really like it, in some ways I find it to be strange. So Return of the Jedi in the number 10 spot. And then number 11 is Star Wars Resistance, which I have only seen maybe 4 episodes of. I think I'm going to watch it, and when I watch it, I'm going to really enjoy it. But as it is now, I think it is targeted towards children in a way that the Clone Wars and Rebels weren't. Not that those shows aren't kids' shows, but that Resistance plays more on this Disney Channel style of comedy and storytelling and fantasy and adventure that is harder for adults to enjoy. I don't necessarily think that makes it bad, but for me it makes it harder for me to want to watch it. Unfortunately, number 12 is The Mandalorian. This is genuinely very disappointing to me. I think the baby's pretty cute, but he isn't as cute as some people find him, and I'm not like, I think the baby's not cute. I think Baby Yoda is very cute. He is the love of my life. And I love The Mandalorian. And I don't know that there's anything wrong with the show. I think some of the writing and the acting is just off the walls bad. They don't really know how to perform with the puppet. It doesn't look like it has any weight. And like, they're not worried about dropping it because it's not a living thing. So it always looks like they're carrying a puppet and not a baby. I don't like that there isn't a cast week to week. I've only seen part of episode 7 of The Mandalorian, and I like that Kara's back. I think that's really cool, and that how it seems that we're getting into the stride of things, and we're gonna figure out who this baby is and where he's come from, and I think that's good, and I think that'll help me want to come back to it every week. But I just kind of think it's boring. But I think it's too early to tell, honestly. And now you might have noticed in my last 3 spots, I haven't ranked the sequels. When I see it sometime in January, I'm going to do a whole video about why I don't like the sequel trilogies, and no matter what happens in Rise of Skywalker, I'm just kind of gonna have to ignore them going forward because I don't like it, and there's nothing anybody can do at this point to fix it, and it makes it really difficult for me to rank them. I do think I am going to like Rise of Skywalker the most. So Rise of Skywalker goes in my number 13 place, and I am excited to see it. I heard mixed reviews, and the mixed reviews I've heard, especially the negative ones, are really promising. I think I heard one review that said it was the most convoluted Star Wars movie yet. That's very exciting to me. And that there was a lot of doodads and beacons and one other thing. That was what the Twitter review said, and I was like, that is the most promising review I've ever heard. Lots of people who I follow online, who I share a lot of Star Wars opinions with, really enjoyed it. They're not people who really care about those sequels very much, and they don't talk about them very much, and to hear them say positively, I think Rise of Skywalker is a really cool movie. I think it has helped bring a lot of the problems I've had with the sequels together. Those are promising reviews. I genuinely think I'm going to like it, and I'm going to think it was a ridiculous movie, and the sequel trilogy can be over, and it's fine. Like, I don't really have any expectations for it, except I think it might be fun. I think it might help me reconcile a lot of the things I've not liked about the 2 other sequels. They obviously come in my 14th and 15th place, and it's really hard for me to decide because there were more moments that I really liked about The Last Jedi than I liked about The Force Awakens, and The Force Awakens does something that I really hate that makes it really difficult for me to like the sequels at all. But I think The Force Awakens comes in 14 and The Last Jedi comes in 15 as the worst thing about Star Wars. Not the worst thing, but I like The Force. I like The Last Jedi, okay. Like, I think it's fun. The Force Awakens is what got me into Star Wars. I didn't care about Star Wars before 2016. I didn't like it, and there's too much reading. I think it's a good opener for a sequel. I mean, it's an okay opener for a sequel. It's definitely a watchable movie, and I just don't think there's anything really special about The Force Awakens if it wasn't already in this universe. It cared about Rey, I cared about Finn, I cared about Finn and Rey in that movie, and I thought that we started to do something really intriguing with Kylo Ren. And then The Last Jedi came, and it kind of ruined all of those characters, in my opinion. I kind of liked Rey, but I didn't think she was a person. Like, she wasn't like a character who made any sense. Finn was kind of ignored, and I actually thought most of Kylo Ren's stuff in Last Jedi was pretty good, and a lot of the Force stuff was okay in The Last Jedi. I think my biggest problem is how I don't really know how to explain it, so I'm actually going to write a script for my Star Wars movie review after I see Rise of Skywalker. It's just, I don't like where they left our gang in at the end of The Last Jedi, and what they say about the Jedi Order. I just think I have a very different view of the Jedi and the Force that lots of people who are working at Lucasfilms do currently, especially people who are involved in the sequels. I feel very differently about all of it, and I'm going to talk about it, but right now we're just ranking. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know your thoughts about your ranking of the Star Wars shit in the comments if you want. Let me know what you think, and if you've seen Rise of Skywalker. I am accepting spoilers, so I'm the only person. I mean, like, you know, be respectful, but I'm accepting spoilers to Rise of Skywalker. I hope you like it. Like, I don't want people to not like Star Wars. It's fun, and I think you should all have a good time. Like, that's all it's for. If you don't like it, you should just stop engaging with it, honestly. It's not that serious. I'm going to be completely honest. So, yeah, that was the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon.